Well, so you brought up, the border with Poland, or you brought up the fact that it's Catholic. And I remember from my trip there in 1984, there were Soviet tanks in the streets there in Warsaw. Lech Walesa was in hiding, or no, he was in prison at the time. And but the one safe place you could go, this is where we did I was a musician traveling with other musicians, and we performed in the cathedrals because it was a safe place. And we were told that about 90% of the country there was Catholic or more. And the Russians or the Soviets at the time wouldn't dare do anything to the church. And so I'm wondering if maybe that's missing in Ukraine somehow. It seems like the Catholics had the protection of the Polish had the protection of the Catholic Church.
It's hard to tell, but it's just, it was one of the reasons I was doubting that Putin will dare to attack Ukraine is because it took Stalin 12 years after the end of the Great Patriotic War to subdue the Western Ukraine. They fought Stalin war machine and KVD, regular troops, for 12 years. So it's like the whole idea that they can just roll into Ukraine and take over in 7 days or take Kiev over in 96 hours was just like, you need to be on some serious drugs considering such a thing that you can just roll country size of Texas, the second largest country in Europe, population 44 million, and they think we're just going to like kitty cat drop on our back and all right, we're ready, tickle us. So yeah, it's really strange.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Putin wasn't expecting this level of resistance. And I don't think anyone saw this happening. Like when Vladan and I talked the first weekend of the invasion, I remember thinking at the time that Kiev was going to fall in a matter of days after that.
I mean, I didn't know what to think. I mean, first of all, I totally didn't expect. And another reason was like, besides, all that my naivety from the Soviet days that the Russians will never fight Ukrainians, it's the really bad time to attack in the end of February. It's when Rasputitsa, you have a mud everywhere except roads. So you're stuck on the roads. So attacking with all your equipment, you can't fan out on the fields. You're just stuck. So if you watch any videos, it's equipment stuck and abandoned in the field, Russian equipment, or burned down on the roads. But you see, Ukraine changed a lot since 2014. They learned their lesson, and they, I think, realized that Russian bear will not stop. It will stay hungry. It will eat Crimea. It will eat Eastern Ukraine. It will keep on going. So for 8 years, they were getting ready. They rotated they have draft in Ukraine. So they pretty much rotated all their troops through this Eastern Ukraine. So pretty much everyone had a battle experience during their military service. And they were just building up their forces. And I mean, I don't know how much America and other Western powers were involved helping out, but they actually built a strategy how to resist Russia in case of invasion. So some people were talking about invasion back in several years prior. So they come up with the strategy that there is no point to fight Russia right at the borders because they're just gonna, destroy them. So they just let them in, stretch their communication lines, and then they went behind and started chopping and cutting and destroying. So it was strategy in place. I mean, it wasn't. It was surprise attack, but they knew what to do, and they knew. I mean, there was enough leaked information. I mean, Bild, even a German magazine, published the map of supposed attack, and it's happened, just like that. Crimea, from the north, from the south, from all the directions. So it's